partnering with non-traditional partners like the healthy, agricultural, and all others. It really made me think, how do we effectively partner with such?
Yes, we sensitize. Yes, we popularize the right. Yes, we tell the duty bearers. So what?
Looking at the so what, the right to water, from my view, provides us with a clarification on what the minimum standards of service provision should look like. And that in itself is quite a big chunk of, being able to strengthen our case. It also provides us with the steps to ensuring that provision is equitable, which is also a key component. And I'm seeing a thread running through all three presentations. They more or less reinforce each other. And the other, so what is a key component is that human rights are indivisible. Right to water is very much linked to right to health. Right to water is very much linked to right to education. So basically that provides us with an opportunity to make the case across all sectors.
And seeing if this local CSO could have focus area, for example, like specializing where the advocacy agenda could work. For example, we focus on school wash and bring these lessons and information up for advocacy rather than trying to touch everywhere.
There would be a lot of benefit for us to understand what challenges the civil society has faced in trying to remain true and relevant to a very fast-changing context.
Probably we need to think like business people. What is our product? You see, for the business people, the product determines the profit. How you package it, how you brand it, how you sell it, how you market it, how you talk about it. So if you're going to talk about water and poo, how do you combine it? Nobody wants to see or even think about poo, but that's our business. So how do we sell it? Advocacy is a game. It's a practical game. You actually have to go out there and stick your neck there. It's not something, it's not a boardroom thing. And so issues around information and how we collect it and how, the evidence around what we are doing is very, very important. I know, like, government people, when you work with government people, they'll thank you very much for the evidence, but then they'll ask, what methodology did you use? They are always conscious about the methodology. So we have to be very careful. We have to know and understand them. What are their interests? What are their frustrations?
And I guess what I'd like to say is, from my perspective and from long experience of some of this packaging information, there's no right or wrong. It depends. It depends on your context, who you're speaking to. So I think that all these discussions that we've had, do we use global figures? Do we districtize them? Do we use a positive message or a negative message? 67 people have access. I would rather you tell me 30% don't have access. Do we use the positive or do we use the negative? Do we use diarrhea or do we use chronic diseases? There is no right or wrong, so let's not get too hooked up on that. Let's make sure we're tailoring to what the specific surface use is.
The contexts we work in are not stationary. So as we talk about, for instance, the economic benefits of health for WASH, in your context, it may be piggybacking on an opportunity that arises, which may be a tragedy, but is also an opportunity. And I always think of the cholera outbreaks as one of those things, or campaigns that are going on in health, and how you piggyback on those. So I think it's about also being opportunistic about some of these opportunities.
We are handling sector funds, we are fundraising. The question is, civil society, are we transparent and accountable?
Continue to focus on really achieving a high profile in WASH, and that includes really using the commitments from the high-level meeting that were made to continue to put pressure on political leaders and really influence all the different spaces we've been talking about this week to keep the pressure up on WASH.
The monitoring of commitments is important because we need to know that we're achieving them. That said, it can't be done by one person, it can't be done by one agency, it has to be done by many. It's a collective effort, a joint effort. Getting to understand better what Sanitation and Water for All partnership is all about and what role we can play as civil society. Clearly we need to play a monitoring role, and we need to support processes to deliver, that help to deliver on the commitments that our various governments have made. If commitments are made upstairs and nothing gets to be known downstairs where action and implementation is taking place, then there is a real issue. And as civil society, we can add value by first popularizing and disseminating and districtizing actually these commitments.
We need to ensure that the commitments are repackaged in a simple message and then shared with our partners or even the district local governments that are actually implementing. I think we need to look out for opportunities in the education sector, health sector. Somebody gave an example. If they're talking about cholera outbreak, then use that as an opportunity to talk about hand washing. If education is talking about the girl child dropping out of school, that's an opportunity for you to inform them that they can also invest in either providing washrooms or even latrines for the girl child.
When you are advocating for rights to water, it can be very challenging, and you need even to capacity build in the first place. You know, in the rights to water and sanitation, we're talking about duty bearers and rights holders. Both groups do not understand the rights, how to apply the rights. So using the advocacy role, we have to bring these two groups together to capacity build them in understanding what the principles are in the first place. Initially, you'll find duty bearers resisting. They think that when you're talking about rights, then it means it's going to be an expensive affair, because they say water is not free.